And this is the other side of the homework tonight, and I know we haven't talked about this, but I want you to try to go beyond what we talk about in class, okay? Use the diagram of circle D with angle EDF congruent to angle FDG. So EDF and FDG are equal, so that means inside here is 80 degrees. So the measure of arc FG is 80 degrees. The measure of arc EF is also 80 degrees. Okay? So up here when it says the measure of arc EFG, I just need to add these two together. So it's 80 plus 80, which is 160 degrees. Then it says asks for the measure of arc EHG. So if you look at the picture, EHG is the other part of the circle. And how many degrees around the whole circle? 360. So I'm going to do 360 minus the 160. So the measure of that arc is 200 degrees. Now I'm going to come down here and we're going to look at number 12, the measure of arc EHF. So here's E, all the way to H, all the way down to F. So it's this whole part. We already know the blue part ends up being 200. We know this red part is 80. So EFG is 200 plus 80, which is 280 degrees. Now, to find the arc length, remember arc length is the angle measurement. So we said EFG is 160. So 160 is to 360 as the arc length is to the circumference. And the circumference is 2 times pi times 7. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to do 160 times 2 times pi times 7. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 360. I'm not going to show the work here. So x is approximately 19.72 meters. Don't forget your labels. So the arc length of EFG is approximately 19.72 meters. Now to find the arc length of EHG. So let's look at our picture. E to H to G. That one we said was 200 degrees. So 200 is to 360 as the arc length that I'm trying to find is to the circumference, 2 times pi times 7. So I cross multiply all this again. I'm not going to show the steps for that. So this one comes out to be 2,442.22 meters. This is one way to do it. There is another way, but to follow along with the proportion that we're using in class, that's what we're going to do. And finally, we're asked to find the arc length of FEG. So FEG, I have to come up here and look. From F to E to G. So I'm going to F to E to G. So this part here was 80. This part is 200. So this one is 280 degrees is to 360 as arc length is to the circumference, 2 times pi times 7. Cross multiply, and after you're done cross multiplying, you get approximately 34 and 1900ths of a meter.